What if I told you that one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, a two-time league MVP, was bagging groceries just a few years before winning the Super Bowl? It's not a Hollywood script. It's the unbelievable true story of Kurt Warner. Before he was a household name, he was working the night shift for $5.50 an hour to keep his dream and his family afloat. This is the story of how a man facing total failure, armed with unshakable faith and a powerful right arm, went from an unknown underdog to a living legend. Picture this. It's 1994 in Cedar Falls, Iowa. The NFL draft is over, and Kurt Warner's name was never called. He got a brief shot at training camp with the Green Bay Packers, but they cut him. The dream he'd held on to since he was a kid was evaporating before his eyes. With no NFL teams calling, he took a job at the local Hy-Vee grocery store, stocking shelves in the dead of night. He and her girlfriend, Brenda, were living in her parents' basement, trying to support her two young children. Things got so tight that they had to use food stamps just to get by. This wasn't just a job, it was a humbling, grinding fight for survival, a universe away from the bright lights of the NFL. So what happens to a person's dream in a place like that? Does it die on the shelf next to the canned goods, or does it become the one thing you refuse to let go of? Long before the grocery store, Warner was a talented but mostly overlooked quarterback at the University of Northern Iowa. He only started for one full year, which meant on draft day he was on the outside looking in. That brief time with the Packers was a total tease, just a tiny glimpse of the highest level of football. While his professional life was stalling, his personal life was just beginning. He had met Brenda, a former Marine and a divorced single mom with two kids. One of her children, Zach, was left blind and with a brain injury after an accident as a baby. Many people might have run from that kind of responsibility, but for Kurt, it wasn't a burden at all. Brenda and her kids gave him a purpose that was bigger than football. They were a family, and he was going to provide for them, even if that meant working the graveyard shift at a grocery store. That $5.50 an hour job wasn't just about paying bills, it was about holding his family together while he clung to a dream that seemed impossible. During the day, while Brenda attended nursing school, he would train, staying ready for a call that might never come. When the NFL wouldn't open its doors, Warner found a different one to kick down. In 1995, he joined the Arena Football League, signing with the Iowa Barnstormers. This wasn't the glamorous NFL. The pay was low, and the league was known for its wild, chaotic energy. But for Warner, it was a lifeline. And he didn't just play, he completely dominated. In 3 seasons, he threw for over 10,000 yards and an incredible 183 touchdowns, turning the Barnstormers into a powerhouse. His amazing performance didn't go unnoticed. In 1998, he got another shot, this time in NFL Europe with the Amsterdam Admirals. He led that league in passing yards and touchdowns, proving he could succeed in a more traditional pro-style offense. These weren't detours, they were his training ground. The Arena League sharpened his quick release and decision-making, and NFL Europe showed his arm belonged on a bigger stage. His persistence finally paid off when he signed a futures contract with the St. Louis Rams in December 1997. He spent 1998 as the third-string quarterback, but he was back in the league. His chance was right around the corner. Heading into the 1999 season, the St. Louis Rams had just signed quarterback Trent Green to lead their offense. Kurt Warner was just the unknown backup, a 28-year-old with a strange resume. Then, in the preseason, disaster struck. Green suffered a brutal season-ending knee injury. The team's Super Bowl hopes seemed to be gone in an instant. But in a now famous press conference, head coach Dick Vermeil, with tears in his eyes, made a defiant promise. "We will rally around Kurt Warner and we will play good football." Nobody outside of that locker room believed him. The Rams' odds of winning the Super Bowl dropped to 300 to 1. Who was this guy who was stocking shelves a few years ago? What happened next wasn't just good football, it was legendary.
Warner stepped on the field and unleashed one of the most explosive offenses in NFL history, the greatest show on turf. Alongside Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk and receivers Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, the Rams were unstoppable. Warner threw for 4,353 yards and the league-leading 41 touchdowns. He became the first player ever to throw 3 touchdown passes in each first 3 starts. The Rams finished with a 13-3 record, and Kurt Warner, the former grocery store clerk, was named the NFL's most valuable player.
The Rams tore through the playoffs, setting up a showdown with the Tennessee Titans in Super Bowl 34. This was it. On the biggest stage in sports, Warner delivered the performance of a lifetime, throwing for a Super Bowl record 414 yards. With the game tied 16-16 and just over 2 minutes left, Warner dropped back and launched a perfect 73-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Bruce to take the lead. The game ended in the most dramatic way possible, with the Titans stopped just 1 yard short of the end zone as time expired. The St. Louis Rams were world champions, and Kurt Warner, the man nobody had wanted, was the Super Bowl MVP. But the story doesn't end there. 2 years later, in 2001, he did it again, winning his second NFL MVP award and leading the Rams to another Super Bowl. After injuries and a stop with the New York Giants, most people thought his career was finished for good. But in a stunning comeback in 2008, he led the long-suffering Arizona Cardinals to their very first Super Bowl appearance. Though they lost a heartbreaker to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Warner threw for 377 yards and 3 touchdowns, cementing his place as one of the most resilient players of all time. His 3 single-game passing yardage totals in the Super Bowl are still among the highest in the game's history. When Kurt Warner was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017, it was the final chapter in a journey that almost defies belief. His story is more than just about football. It's a testament to the power of faith, family, and refusing to let your circumstances define you. It's a powerful reminder that the road to greatness is almost never a straight line. Sometimes it runs through the aisles of a grocery store in the middle of the night. Kurt's story proves that where you are right now isn't your final destination. It's about doing what you have to do while you wait for the chance to do what you were born to do. It's about believing in yourself when no one else does and having the guts to keep fighting for your moment, because you never know when it's finally going to arrive. If you found this story as inspiring as we do, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible underdog stories. Let us know in the comments what's the biggest obstacle you've overcome to chase your own dream. Thanks for watching.